God opens the door, and however he allows you to bless, the children and to bless the individuals, then you do that. And whether it's 10 million or 3 billion, I believe that he'll be ready for that vision and for that task, whatever God assigns for him to do.
What is your role within the Samaritan Feet?
I have several roles, as a matter of
Okay.
fact.
Lots of
I am part of the Barefoot Entertainment Division.
okay.
I am one of the Barefoot coordinators. I work with our director, Peter Rickey, and we pretty much go after some of the artists that are willing to use their platform. We help them set up concerts. If they want to do shoe distributions, we get volunteers there. We get T-shirts. We get all the equipment and supplies that they need to do that. I'm also an area coordinator where I go out and I speak at area churches that want to do missions work but really don't know how. And so we ask them to get involved with us, whether you want to do a local distribution here or whether you want to travel with us across the waters and go to Brazil or Peru or South Africa, wherever you want to go. We have trips online right now where people can be a part of that. So I'm an area coordinator, and I go and speak at churches as well. And then I also go around and talk to youth groups as well. So that's a lot of volunteer task and responsibility, but I love it because I believe in the vision.
Now I know your husband came along with you to the show, and what does that feel to have that support that he has to be giving you when you're in this program like this?
Well, he actually was a part of a distribution here in Charlotte, and so he's seen firsthand, what I do and why I do it and why I love it. And when I saw the look on his face when he got a chance to pray with a child, and just the joy on their face when they got those brand new pair of shoes. And so now I've kind of got him a little hooked as well. So
That's a good thing.
yes, it is. So the support is wonderful. He believes in me, and he believes in the vision, and he, loves Manny and Tracy as much as I do.
And and the fact of the matter that he's with you going, I know this program has to take a lot of your time and stuff, and that support, that has to be very special to you.
Oh yeah, it's very important, because if you don't have that solid foundation at home and that support in your base, then everything else around you will crumble.
Do you have children, and what do they see when they see you participating in the Samaritan Feet?
I do. We have 4 children, and they are all adults. My baby is 20 years old. And so when I first started, when I went on my first trip, they were, like, oh, Mom's going to Africa, and they were like really excited for me. And of course, when you come back and you have that life-changing experience, I was like, you got to eat your food and you got to do this because there's children over in Africa, that don't have. And it was like, oh my God, there she goes. But they are very, very proud of me. And they support me 100%.
Samaritan Feet, when we talk about Samaritan Feet, explain to us exactly the impact it has makes on these children's lives.
It makes a tremendous impact. One of our directors, his name is Ibrahim Santi. He was one of the children when Manny went to Nigeria and did a shoe distribution there several years ago. And he actually was one of those kids that was burning down churches in his community. And there's a clip that we have on the website, and he talks about his experience and how Manny made a difference in his life. And now he is working for Samaritans Feet and just recently got married. And so he came back over here and is working for the organization. So that lets you know. And there's many other children and adults that have been affected. We get testimonies all the time, but that is one of the biggest testimonies that is just awesome to hear him talk about how Manny made a difference in his life just by bringing him a pair of shoes and allowing him that opportunity to tell him to dream big. God has bigger and better things for you, and now he's working for the organization.
Do y'all have a program for volunteers? And why is that important?
Oh, yeah, we have a large database of volunteers. Our director of volunteers is Teresa Hucko, and you can touch base with her at any time. We are always looking for people, like I said, to do shoe distributions. If your church wants or organization wants to do a shoe distribution, just let us know. We're always looking for people to come to the warehouse. We get shoes in, from all over the country. People are donating shoes. We have
Okay.
companies that donate shoes as well. And then we have our own brand of Samaritan's Feet shoes that have Samaritan's Feet emblem on them, and then they have the John 3:16 scripture on them. So you can go on the website and see those as well. But we want people to come in and to volunteer, work in the warehouse, because we get those shoes prepared to be shipped off to other countries where they do shoe distributions as well. So come in and volunteer. We'd love to have you.
Yes, I will. I will. I mean, it's a very awesome program. It's
Yes,
an awesome
it is.
program.
Yes, it is.
Being an evangelist, how has this program touched your life?
I think now, because of a lot of the people that I've had the opportunity to meet through Samaritan's Feet, I was actually able to sing for the president, the African president of Burundi, when he came here to Charlotte last year, and then when I went with them in July, was actually able to go over to their home and to their church and sing there. So I've had the opportunity. He's almost like our Barack and our President Obama here. He is the, his name is President Pierre. He has a long African name, so I don't want to mess it up, but got the opportunity to meet him and minister in song. So I've had a chance to meet a lot of important people, but they are just like us. And so with that role of evangelist, it has helped me to grow, as I reach out to people and tell them more, not only about Christ, but about Samaritan's Feet as well.
I know we talked about Manny, but tell us a little bit about Tracy.
Tracy, she's wonderful. She is the woman beside the man.
Correct.
She is not behind him. She is beside him. And they met in college, and they have four wonderful children, 3 girls and 1 boy. And she has been his rock. She helps him in every area, She has been his support. She travels with him. She does her own distributions as well. She has a group in Samaritan's Feet called Women's Ambassadors. Okay. So that's women that, want to get involved, and I'm a part of that as well, where we go, and we're actually going to be taking on a project in Burundi where we're going to help build a school over there. So she has her own niche in the organization as well, where she has started this group of women that want to be involved. And so it's a wonderful group.
And why is it so important that you have that support from your partner when you're doing something? Because I think when someone's trying to do something that's really positive, sometimes their partner isn't in agreement with that. Why is that so vital to make sure that your partner is in one accord?
I think you have to have that support there because, again, you need to take care of home first.
Correct.
And that's one thing that, my husband, and I always agree upon, that make sure home is taken care of first. And as long as he's taken care of and I'm taken care of, then anything that God has assigned for his hands to do, I'm there to support him. And anything that God has assigned for my hands to do, he supports me. So it's very, very important, because then you're not struggling, with having to juggle so many things. And if he's not happy, then, the house is in array. You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
You have to have that balance there. You have to have that support of that person, because it makes the journey of what you're doing very easy and much more easier, to get it done.
I know you stated that Samaritan Feet, they, I guess, speak scripture, or while they're doing the feet washing to the children. Why is that so important to the program?
I think the part of it that's important about the program is because we've run into all different types of religions, when we go to these
Correct.
Different countries. And so first of all, you open up the door and you ask them questions. What is your dream? what would you have me to pray for you? Is it okay if I pray with you? You know, we've run into Muslims that, you know, don't believe, you know, in God, but they're saying, you know what, you know, if you would pray for me in this area. And when that door is opened, you have to be obedient to it. So I think the purpose of you having that scriptural foundation and that base of knowing who God is in your life, then you're not afraid to be that witness to them and to let them know that, you know, there's a hope, there's a plan for your life. There's more than just where you are now. And then again, then you can go in and use, you know, the journey of God washing the feet of his disciples and showing that, you know, I'm no more than you are. I'm here to be the servant for you today. I'm here to meet your needs. What is it? And then that opens up the door, and that takes all the blockage and, you know, the barriers down. And then you can go in and then you can minister, you know, to them, you know, freely. You're not really just hitting them over the head with scripture. You're not saying that you got to be a Christian or you got to be this. You're, you know, opening up and making the environment, just that moment that you're with them, you're making them feel comfortable. You're making them feel like they're the only one. It's just you and them, and you're special to me today. How can I be of service to you?
What age group does Samaritan Feet cater to?
Oh gosh, it's all ages.
Yeah.
We've done babies as small as, you know, just coming out of the womb. We've had the opportunity to go to different orphanages where there are AIDS, you know, babies with HIV/AIDS, and gone over there and washed their feet, and, you know, giving them just a pair of brand new tennis shoes. So it's, the ages is no limit. You know, we've done, you know, oh man.
Yeah. Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. And some people are embarrassed about having their feet washed. You know, so you make them feel comfortable. You know.
Ms. Reese, we're almost out of time, you know, so I really appreciate you coming on the Paul Brown Show. And anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch the show again, just go on YouTube. Pull up Paul Brown Show with guest Samaritan Feet. You be encouraged and get involved and support Samaritan Feet. Thank you.